In the first 7 seconds you meet someone, a silent calculation begins, complex, primal, unstoppable. Centuries of evolution load into your gaze, making decisions long before you speak. What you feel as intuition is actually a ruthless algorithm of survival. You never really choose your first impression, it chooses you. Neuroscience reveals the brain's bias. Microseconds into contact, your amygdala labels a stranger as threat or ally. This ancient system once kept our ancestors alive amidst predators. Now it governs social survival, quietly ranking every handshake, every glance, every smile. The human cortex merely rationalizes what instinct already decided. When eyes meet across a crowded room, something unspoken ignites, dilated pupils, shifting posture, controlled breathing. The unconscious mind interprets gestures as signals, dominance, submission, interest, danger. Beneath politeness lies the raw machinery of selection, still hunting for advantage beneath soft words and cautious smiles. Psychologists call it thin slicing, your mind's eerie ability to judge character from the briefest exposure. You can predict trustworthiness, competence, even aggression within a blink. It feels intuitive, but it's deeply flawed. These instant verdicts shape careers, relationships, and destinies before truth has time to speak. Imagine entering a dim room, meeting a stranger's eyes. In that moment, perceptions form from scent, pitch of voice, slight muscle tension. The first impression wraps around your mind like fog, impossible to see through, hard to escape. A single misinterpreted glance can rewrite an entire reputation. Scientifically, faces trigger neural shortcuts. Symmetry, youth, and familiarity convince your brain of virtue. It's not moral reasoning, it's chemical deception. We find beauty persuasive because evolution once equated it with health. But in modern life, this bias manipulates us silently, guiding affection and discrimination alike. Your mind creates a simulation, an internal story of who this person is, matching it with past encounters. Every previous betrayal, kindness, or victory feeds your subconscious code. What you call instinct is memory in camouflage. First impressions aren't quick judgments, they're echoes of old ghosts whispering through present faces. When light hits the eyes, micro-expressions flicker, changes lasting fractions of a second. These are honest leaks from deeper emotion. Fear, arrogance, deceit, they shimmer across the face, unreadable to most. But the unconscious sees them, translates them, and decides before you ever realize there was something to notice. In the corporate world, first impressions decide fates. An interview can be lost within a breath, the wrong handshake pressure, a mismatched tone. The mask of professionalism hides human fear of rejection. Yet behind each polished word lies the same instinct to dominate or submit, encoded since prehistoric firelight. A darker layer of psychology unfolds when manipulation enters. Skilled persuaders weaponize your instincts, mirroring your movements, pacing speech, simulating empathy. You sense connection, but it's synthetic, engineered. The illusion of instant rapport bends your decision-making, transforming strangers into trusted predators. Criminal profilers exploit this truth. They dissect why suspects evoke certain reactions, knowing public judgment shapes guilt before evidence. The accused carries not just their crime but their face, posture, tone, a social verdict. First impressions can kill reputations faster than bullets travel. Think about the political stage, smiles rehearsed, eye contact calculated. Studies show election outcomes correlate disturbingly with perceived facial competence. A fraction of a second's glance can dictate leadership choices for an entire nation. Democracy itself bows, sometimes unknowingly, to subconscious bias. Online, first impressions shrink further. A profile picture, a headline, a few typed words, these become the entire self. Without tone or scent or movement, the brain still improvises, filling gaps with assumptions. The digital first impression can distort identity beyond recognition, birthing new psychological realities. Marketers exploit this reduced judgmental window ruthlessly. Colors, fonts, rhythm, They aim at instinct, not intellect. Human attention spans crumble into milliseconds of decision-making. Entire industries thrive on the brain's impatience, turning instant impression into currency, reputation into marketing leverage. In relationships, the first impression often defines the emotional script. Once classified as trustworthy or untrustworthy, every later act fits the label. Confirmation bias seals the cage. Few people escape it, some spend years trying to prove that their first glance was misleading, only to fail. Evolution favored misjudgment that leaned toward caution. Better to wrongly assume danger than to hesitate against it. This heritage haunts daily life, suspicion in strangers' eyes, unease in unfamiliar voices. We're descended from survivors who feared wrongly but lived. Now that fear mutates into prejudice. Scientists at Princeton showed that within 1/10 of a second, we decide a face's trustworthiness. 20 years of reputation, undone by one instant. Such is the tyranny of the first glance. Society may claim rationality, but beneath its language, old instincts still pull invisible strings. Your handshake, your blink rate, your pause before speaking, each broadcasts meaning too quickly to edit. It's social telemetry, data streaming through subtle motion. Trained observers decode it effortlessly, sensing confidence, deceit, or fear. Every gesture is a confession, whether you want it to speak or not. When seconds determine judgment, power belongs to composure. The calm gaze, the steady breath, signals of control. People trust those who seem unafraid. But calm itself can be mimicry. Psychopaths learn to replicate serenity, suppressing emotional noise. In this way, predators hide behind charm. First impressions operate like branding irons on memory. Neuroscientists find that early emotional cues integrate directly into storage systems. Later information, even contradictory evidence, passes through that emotional filter. We remember others not as they are, but as how they first made us feel. Children learn this bias early. Faces of comfort and threat form their social templates. They carry those templates into adulthood, unknowingly judging new faces through the eyes of old caregivers. The process isn't fair, but it's efficient. Safety, not truth, governs the first impression. Cultural conditioning reshapes these mechanisms. In some societies, prolonged eye contact signals honesty, in others, aggression. Thus, first impressions are both universal and treacherously local. Misinterpretation blooms wherever globalized interactions collide. What feels sincere in one culture can feel deceitful in another. In the realm of law enforcement, trained agents read micro-movements, sweat patterns, fleeting facial twitches. But the danger remains, perception easily collapses into bias. The line between intuition and prejudice blurs. The brain longs for patterns, even where none exist. Marketing psychologists replicate similar neural experiments to measure brand appeal. They scan brains for emotional ignition, the same circuits that respond to human faces activate with logos. The corporation becomes a person, the product, a handshake. Instinct obeys the image, not the truth behind it. In dating apps, humanity is stripped to an image. The mind conjures depth from shallow pixels, creating illusionary intimacy. The brain doesn't differentiate between meeting in person and swiping on a screen, it feels conviction either way. Digital instinct replicates primal judgment perfectly, minus accountability. Those who learn to manipulate impressions wield immense power. A controlled smile, a slowed voice, a choreographed gesture, all tools of influence. The victims of charisma rarely know they've been guided. Charm functions like hypnosis, softly bypassing skepticism to plant emotional compliance. Dark psychologists argue that authenticity is overrated in first meetings. Deception survives because it works. We evolved to value pleasant lies over unpleasant truths, if they bring safety. The mask of affinity protects us, but also entraps us in a world where perception outvotes substance. Every courtroom, boardroom, and classroom obeys this unwritten law of appearance. Confidence substitutes for competence. Presence replaces proof. The human psyche seeks reassurance, not accuracy. In that void, image dominates, and those who command it dominate others. The paradox emerges: we crave genuine connection but judge through illusion. To counter this bias, awareness must surface before instinct engages. But awareness comes slowly, too late for the first impression already made. Thus, consciousness remains the spectator, not the author, of our judgments. Technology may soon decode facial signals beyond human capability. Artificial intelligence already predicts preference from expression within 3 frames. Soon, machines will know what we feel before we do. The very illusions that created empathy might transform into tools of control. Imagine walking past strangers, each embedded with data predicting your compatibility, honesty, or deceitfulness. Real-time impression scoring, sold as convenience, becomes surveillance. Society's surface grows more readable, yet more terrifying. The science of impressions may end by eliminating the private self. But even in this mechanized world, the primitive heartbeat persists. Instinct will not retire. The unseen self keeps judging, whispering, deciding. The science only illuminates what darkness once hid, that humanity's first instinct is not to know others, but to protect itself from them. So, when you meet someone next, pause before you smile. Understand that your brain is already working in secrets, sculpting their image with bias and fear. The mind writes stories without truth, believing them fully. In that silent audition, your humanity is both revealed and deceived. The first impression isn't the beginning of understanding, it is the end of innocence and perception. What begins with curiosity ends with categorization. In 7 seconds, destiny bends, trust or avoidance take root. The science of first impressions is less about meeting others, and more about meeting our own reflection. When the credits of encounter fade, the echo remains, that single glimpse, that quiet verdict. You will meet countless faces, but only one truth: judgment comes first, reason second. In the arena of human interaction, instinct writes history faster than memory can erase.